Dealers hope you never inspect the RV they're selling, because the moment you look underneath or press on the walls, these rigs fail instantly. Today, we're exposing RVs that literally fall apart the second you check them and could leave you thousands in debt if you don't know the signs. Let's get rolling. Forest River Salem RVs from 2010 to 2016 are among the most likely models to fail inspection the moment professionals check them. The biggest culprit is the extremely cheap OSB flooring used throughout these units. OSB absorbs moisture like a sponge and can swell up to 40%, creating soft spots and uneven floors that inspectors feel immediately when they step inside. Water intrusion is a constant problem around slide seals, the front cap, and rear corners. The roof fails just as quickly. Forest River used thin rubber roofing and low-quality sealant that cracks within just 3 to 5 years, allowing water to seep down the walls. This creates visible delamination bubbles where the wall layers separate, a classic sign of water damage that inspectors spot instantly. The slide-outs present another major failure point. Misaligned rails cause scraping, leaking, and mechanical problems. Inspectors checking underneath typically find early rust and poor protection from road debris and moisture. A used Salem from this era rarely passes professional inspection without multiple serious red flags appearing within the first few minutes. If you're considering one of these models, budget heavily for repairs or walk away entirely. Keystone Outback models from 2008 to 2015 fail inspections quickly because of widespread delamination problems. The front and rear caps are glued to thin wood backing, and once any moisture gets behind the fiberglass, the adhesive fails and the walls bubble outward. Inspectors can spot this damage from across the parking lot. They measure the bulge with a straight edge, and anything over 1/8 inch separation means structural failure. Many Outbacks exceed that by far. The aluminum frame often separates after years of heat cycles. Inspectors push on exterior walls and feel excessive flexing, showing the internal support has detached from the frame inside. Soft floors are extremely common because the sealed underbelly traps moisture with no way to escape. Water sits there for months or years, causing wood rot, mold, and swollen flooring that sinks underfoot. Electrical problems plague these models too, especially in the slide-out wiring. Keystone ran wires through the slides without proper protection, leading to frequent short circuits and system failures. Between visible delamination, structural separation, rotting floors, and electrical issues, the Outback from this era is one of the easiest RVs to fail professional inspection. If you're considering one, expect major repair costs or move on to a different model entirely. The Coachman Catalina from 2012 to 2019 has one of the worst reputations for water intrusion among lower-priced travel trailers. The biggest inspection failure happens with the floors Coachman used thin plywood that weakens rapidly when exposed to moisture. Inspectors almost always find soft spots near the kitchen, bathroom, and entry door, areas where water intrusion is most common. Roof failures are equally serious. The rubber roofing typically cracks around year 5, and because most owners skip annual resealing, water runs directly into the walls. Inspectors use moisture meters and regularly find readings of 20 to 30%, far above the 15% safe limit. Many Catalinas exceed even those dangerous levels. The slide-outs fail frequently too. Water seeps in at poorly sealed seams, causing the slide floors to rot from underneath. Push on a slide wall and you'll feel it flex inward, a clear sign of internal rot and structural damage. The rear wall presents another critical failure point. Weak framing combined with constant road vibrations causes the internal structure to separate inspectors' press near the back corners, and if it feels soft, the unit fails inspection immediately. Overall, these Catalinas rarely pass without multiple serious defects. Jayco Whitehawk models look attractive from the outside, but they're notorious for serious structural problems that show up quickly during inspections. The biggest issue is front cap delamination. The curved fiberglass design traps water at the bottom seam, and once moisture gets behind the wood backing, the entire front panel bubbles outward. Inspectors routinely find multiple square feet of delamination on these units. The enclosed underbelly creates another major problem. Water enters through tears, tank leaks, or road spray, and the insulation holds moisture against the wood frame, causing extensive rot. During inspections, technicians tap the floor and hear hollow sounds or find soft spots, especially near the bathroom. The roof presents a critical structural failure. Jayco used lightweight trusses that sag over time, sometimes up to 1 inch, creating low spots where water ponds and guaranteed leaks develop. Slide outs fail frequently too. The seals wear out quickly, allowing water into the slide floor where it causes swelling and instability. Inspectors check the lower slide corners first, and on many Whitehawks, they crumble when pressed. Between widespread delamination, hidden underbelly rot, sagging roofs, and failing slide outs, the Whitehawk rarely passes professional inspection without multiple serious defects requiring expensive repairs. Class C RVs are already prone to cab over leaks, but the Thor Freedom Elite is among the worst offenders. The overhead bunk area uses thin wood backing, minimal insulation, and poor seam sealing. Inspectors push on the bunk walls and immediately feel soft, mushy material. Clear signs of wood rot. In many used units, the entire front cap actually sags downward from water damage. Roof leaks are extremely common. The seams where the roof meets the cab over and rear wall crack within just a few years, allowing water to spread throughout the structure. Moisture readings in the 25 to 35% range are typical, far beyond the danger zone for active leaks. The walls often separate internally because Thor's bonding adhesive fails as the RV flexes during driving. Inspectors push on the fiberglass and watch it move independently from the frame, an instant inspection failure. Electrical connections behind cabinets frequently loosen, creating serious safety hazards. Between rotting cabovers, widespread roof leaks, wall delamination, and failing mechanical systems, the Freedom Elite rarely passes professional inspection. When inspectors find rot, delamination, and sagging structure together, it's an automatic fail. The Winnebago Mini Winnie 22R is one of the most commonly failed Class C motorhomes during inspection, mainly because the cab over bunk deteriorates far faster than the rest of the RV. Winnebago used thin wood backing behind the fiberglass cap, and once moisture enters through the front seam, which almost always happens by year 5 to 7, the entire bunk area rots from the inside out. Inspectors push on the overhead walls and immediately feel soft, spongy material. Moisture readings often exceed 30 to 40%, indicating not just leaks, but complete structural collapse. The sidewalls on older units frequently delaminate, showing bubbles or a wavy appearance along the fiberglass. Pressing gently reveals entire sections separating from the aluminum frame. The floor near the entry door and bathroom is another failure point. Water from shower pans and door leaks causes the flooring to swell and dip, creating noticeable soft spots. Roof issues appear quickly too. Older models have weak sealant that cracks, letting water drip into the ceiling. Inspectors spot staining, sagging, or soft roof decking within seconds. For these reasons, older Mini Winnies rarely survive complete inspection without multiple major red flags showing immediately. The Heartland Trail Runner fails inspections instantly because of chronic axle misalignment, one of the most visible problems you'll encounter. Many trail runners show telltale signs before you even open the door. Tires worn down to the cords on the inside edges. Inspectors measure alignment and often find deviations of half an inch or more, guaranteeing premature tire failure and dangerous towing instability. The underbelly is another common failure point. Heartland sealed these units with flexible material that tears easily, letting water enter and soak the insulation. Once trapped, moisture causes the floors to rot. Inspectors tap the floor and hear hollow spots or feel the surface dip under weight. Water intrusion from the slide out is also a major issue. The slide seals wear out quickly and the slide floor rots because it's built from thin, untreated wood. Inspectors check the slide corners and immediately see swelling, delamination, or mold. Walls often show delamination from poor bonding, especially on the side opposite the slide. Light pressure reveals the fiberglass popping away from the structure. Overall, trail runners combine frame, floor, and slide issues that appear within seconds, making them one of the easiest units to fail inspection. The Coleman Light's biggest problem is extremely thin wall construction paired with notoriously poor sealing. These trailers fail inspection instantly because water intrusion spreads fast through the wood backing, causing delamination that starts at the front corners and grows outward. Inspectors run their hands across the fiberglass and feel soft spots or visible bubbles, sometimes several inches in diameter. Floors are another automatic failure. Coleman Light models use subfloors that swell massively when wet, sometimes up to 35 to 40% expansion. Soft spots appear near the bathroom, kitchen, and slide entry points. An inspector stepping inside immediately feels uneven flooring or areas where the wood is starting to crumble. The slide-outs present serious problems too. Dutchmen didn't properly protect wiring or seals, leading to leaks that rot the slide floor from underneath. Pressing near the slide corners usually reveals soft, fragile wood. Frames on this line are lighter than average, and rust appears faster because the protective coating was minimal. Inspectors often spot excessive rust along the A-frame and rear bumper for the trailer's age. Together, delamination, floor rot, and underbelly damage make the Coleman Light a near-guaranteed inspection failure. Older Thor 4 Winds units almost always fail inspection because the cab over bunk, the most vulnerable part of any Class C, was notoriously poorly built. The front seam cracks early, allowing water to run directly into the wood framing. As soon as an inspector presses on the cab over interior walls, they sink inward, showing rot and structural collapse. Many units test at 25 to 40% moisture, well above the safe limit. Exterior walls also delaminate badly. Thor used adhesives that break down when exposed to temperature changes, leading to large fiberglass bubbles. In severe cases, entire wall sections detach from the frame. Roof leaks are another major reason for instant failure. The sealant deteriorates quickly, and once water enters the ceiling, it runs along the roof trusses. Inspectors typically find sagging, staining, and soft decking. The Four Winds also suffers from electrical problems, especially behind cabinets where connections are loose or corroded. Plumbing leaks are common, and inspectors frequently find mold under sinks and behind shower walls. Together, frame flex, leaks, delamination, and soft floors make older Four Winds models structurally unsound. They rarely survive more than 2 to 3 minutes of inspection. The Fleetwood Wilderness from the late 2000s is a delamination nightmare. These trailers used a fiberglass and wood wall structure with adhesives that break down quickly. Once water finds its way inside, usually through the roof edge or window seals, the entire wall begins to bubble. Inspectors often find multi-foot delamination patches, especially on the front and rear walls. Water intrusion also destroys the floors. Fleetwood's floors absorb moisture rapidly, causing them to sag or collapse near the entry door and bathroom. A simple heel press test often reveals soft spots throughout. Many units from this era have weak trusses and sagging roofs. When an inspector walks the roof, it bends noticeably, a sign that the decking and support beams are compromised. Underbelly protection is minimal, allowing road spray to reach electrical lines, plumbing, and insulation. This often leads to rusted frames and waterlogged insulation that holds moisture against the wood structure. Inspectors also check the slide-out, which tends to leak at the corners, causing structural separation and rot. With widespread rot, delamination, and roof sag, the Wilderness is one of the easiest used RVs to fail during inspection. Keystone Springdale models fail inspection quickly because they were built with the cheapest floor materials in the segment. The floors absorb moisture from the underbelly and swell until they become bouncy, spongy, or even brittle. Springdales are notorious for cracked caulking and lifted roof edges, which allow water to run down the interior walls. Moisture readings often hit 20% or higher, showing active leaks. Wall construction also suffers. Keystone bonded fiberglass to thin wood backing with adhesives that fail over time. Inspectors look at the passenger side wall and commonly find delamination bubbles or loose panels that move when pressed. The underbelly isn't protected well. Tanks are exposed, insulation hangs down, and road debris tears the fabric barrier. Once the underbelly is compromised, water gets inside and stays trapped there. Slide-outs also fail early because the seals break down and allow water to enter the slide floor. The bottom of the slide often rots so severely you can push your finger into it. For buyers, a Springdale inspection typically reveals multiple structural issues within minutes, making it a consistent fail. The Rockwood Rue hybrid trailer fails inspections almost immediately because of one critical flaw: the canvas to fiberglass interface. Hybrid beds rely on fabric seals and tension latches to keep water out, but in the Rue, these seals degrade quickly. Once the canvas loses waterproofing, often within just 3 to 5 years, water begins seeping directly into the bunk end walls. Inspectors push near the fold-out bed corners and instantly feel soft, spongy wood indicating rot. The front bunk is the worst offender. Water gets inside through the hinge area, saturating the wood backing. By inspection time, you often see black mold, swollen walls, and warped frames. Moisture meter readings commonly hit 30 to 40%, double the safe limit. Delamination is another major failure point. The Rv's lightweight sidewalls separate from the wood backing when the internal frame absorbs moisture. Inspectors run a hand across the outside and feel the fiberglass flex and bubble, a clear structural failure. The roof also has chronic issues. Because hybrids naturally flex more, the roof joints crack, creating hidden leaks. Inspectors often find soft roof decking, staining, and sagging trusses. Together, moisture intrusion, canvas degradation, and weak wall construction make the Rockwood Rv one of the most common instant fails in RV inspections. Older KZ Sportsman. Classic models often fail inspection because they were built with minimalist framing and very thin walls, making them structurally weak and highly vulnerable to water intrusion. The walls use thin fiberglass laminated to wood backing, and once moisture enters, usually through windows, corner trim, or roof seams, the wood delaminates quickly. Inspectors push near the lower walls and feel the panels flex or crunch, a sign that the internal framing has deteriorated. The roof is another chronic failure point. These units use lightweight roof trusses that sag over time, especially near the middle. Inspectors walking the roof often feel soft or uneven. Decking roof leaks are extremely common, with moisture readings in affected areas often reaching 25 to 35%. Flooring also deteriorates quickly. KZ used flooring that absorbs moisture through the underbelly or plumbing leaks. Soft spots appear near the kitchen and entry door, and inspectors can feel the floor dip with simple foot pressure. Electrical and plumbing support is minimal in these older units, leading to loose fixtures and water leaks under sinks or behind shower walls. Rust on the frame is another red flag. The protective coating was thin and wears off after only a few winters. Overall, the Sportsman Classic frequently fails inspection due to structural softness, water damage, and poor long-term durability. The Coachman Spirit of America line is one of the most water-damaged RV series on the used market. Nearly every inspection reveals widespread moisture intrusion, especially in the walls and floors. The biggest issue is poor sealing around windows and roof edges. Once water enters the wood-backed fiberglass walls, it spreads rapidly. Inspectors press against the exterior walls and feel clear delamination, the fiberglass separating from rotten wood. The floors are another unavoidable failure point. Spirit of America models used thin plywood that becomes soft within a few seasons of exposure. Inspectors find weak flooring near the bathroom, kitchen, and entry door. Moisture readings often exceed 25%, far above safe limits. The roof structure also fails early. Sagging trusses and cracked sealant allow water to penetrate the ceiling panels, causing staining and soft spots. When inspectors step on the roof, they often feel dangerous flexing that indicates structural failure. Slides are a major problem as well, especially the lower corners where poor seal design lets water seep into the slide floor. Many Spirit of America units have slide floors that crumble when inspected. With soft walls, rotted floors, and compromised roof structure, these trailers rarely pass inspection and are considered one of the most failure-prone older RV lines. The Thor Chateau pre-2017 is infamous for cab-over rot, one of the fastest inspection fails in the Class C category. The cab-over seam cracks early, letting water run down into the bunk structure. Inspectors push on the interior walls or ceiling of the bunk and instantly feel soft, rotted wood. Moisture meters often show 30 to 45%, indicating long-term saturation. Delamination is also widespread. The Chateau's fiberglass is bonded to wood backing that easily separates when exposed to small leaks. Inspectors see large bubbles, especially on the passenger side and around the cab-over area. The roof structure also suffers. Sealant deteriorates and the roof membrane becomes brittle. Inspectors find sagging roof decking and soft spots that indicate structural compromise. Inside, floor rot is common near the entry door, bathroom, and undersinks due to plumbing leaks. Loose wiring and corroded connectors further flag the unit as unsafe. Another issue is frame flex. These Chateaus use lightweight construction on a Ford chassis, and after years on the road, the sidewalls loosen at key stress points. When an inspector pushes on the walls, they sometimes move independently from the frame, an immediate failure. Overall, pre-2017 Chateaus rarely survive inspection because of severe water intrusion, structural separation, and widespread rot. The Jayco J Feather aims to be lightweight, but that ultralight construction is exactly why it fails inspections so quickly. The walls use very thin wood backing bonded to fiberglass with adhesive that breaks down once exposed to moisture. Even a small leak creates major delamination. Inspectors run a straight edge across the wall and usually see a quarter-inch or more of separation, a clear structural defect. Water intrusion is the biggest issue. The underbelly insulation holds moisture, causing widespread rot. Inspectors often press the lower wall areas and feel significant softening. The floor structure is also very weak. Feather models used thin subflooring that easily swells when wet. Inspectors immediately detect soft spots near the kitchen and bathroom. Slide-outs, when equipped, are another failure point. The slide floors rot from underneath due to poor sealing and thin wood. Inspectors push on the lower slide wall and often feel it crumble. Roof truss sag is also common. Lightweight trusses flex, causing ponds of standing water that lead to leaks. Because of these widespread structural weaknesses, Feather units frequently fail inspection within minutes. These 15 RVs aren't just bad buys, they're financial disasters waiting to happen. Have you seen any of these on a lot near you? Tell me in the comments. And stick around for our next video where we expose even more hidden dangers the industry refuses to talk about. See you there.